How it is to be mortified as a narcissist. Narcissistic mortification is a state of the narcissist which renders his defenses completely useless. He then is forced to experience himself as he truly is, to look into the mirror reflecting a loathsome and pitiful creature. He hates that thing. It haunts him in his dreams. Finally, the mask has slipped, and it happened just as the narcissist was starting to believe his own lies. In the most unpredictable moment, revealing his most guarded secret. Now everyone knows. Now he remembers. He is nobody, a joke. The humiliation is unbearable. He can't run from it. It finds him everywhere. It makes him naked, giving away his dysfunctionality, his ineptness. The whole story crumbles. You were never the main character, the protagonist. You are simply an imposter. The audience that once cheered you is now looking at you with contempt. Your followers that revered you with cultic fervor have lost all respect towards you. Now they laugh at you. A rabid mob that will call you out and further expose your defectiveness at the nearest opportunity. Your face was once on the posters adorning the most luxurious of tabernacles. The paper from those posters is now used in local lavatories. You are now the biggest clown. What did you even think? That the truth would never come out? Did you really think that you could just slip into the quarters of the nobility without the stench of the gutter following you? The gods are laughing at you. You were played. You pathetic fool. Everything has been written and predestined. There is literally nothing you can do. You have lost the divine touch your life was imbued with. You're left there to rot, and no one is going to save you. No one remembers you because you never existed. No one ever loved you because you cannot be loved. You don't deserve it. Your value is just too low. No one is there for you because ultimately you were never that interesting. All those times when you thought you made the best impression possible, you were laughed at. Everyone treated you condescendingly, and you didn't notice. All those speeches you gave were later the subject of countless cruel jokes, as were you, the biggest joke ever. That is probably what your mother thought when she gave birth to you. Now, sit in place and be aware of every nanosecond passing. Let that torment you. Let reality itself crush you with its indisputable evidence of your littleness and insignificance. There is nothing there for you. Nothing good will happen to you, the loser. Think about all the atrocities that will happen to you. You have a body, don't you? All the possibilities, grey hair, wrinkles, aging, cancer, diabetes, dementia, death. You will end up an invalid, and then being stuck in the horror of your internal processes that can't be muted or stopped, looping, replaying constantly in your surrealistic mind of which you are a prisoner. The clock is ticking and you are withering away, stuck in this dreadful realm full of hostility, the worst nightmare of your life, from which you cannot wake up. Slowly, you are falling apart. This, however, is not like death. It doesn't comfort you like it comforts a person who's been inhumanely tortured and now can rest in the eternal sleep. No, this kind of death is just the beginning in the most horrifying way imaginable. You are witnessing your own decay and disintegration and staying conscious throughout the whole process. You are experiencing the forbidden. They form families, they drive cars, they grow up and mature. They have a life and memories. They have a life which they can look back at. And you are a small child trapped in a man's body, cursed never to grow up. The eternal child, the title that you once used proudly, now you despise it. You are inferior. You can't have a wife or a girlfriend. You know you're not equal to her. You look at her resourcefulness with jealousy. How she can handle herself in this world, because she is of this world, the world of adults, which you are not a part of. One day she will find out you are but a mere brat that was hiding behind a mask of an adult. And maybe she has. Maybe that's why you are here, in the land of an ever-growing despair and misery, where every fear of yours that you thought was just a distorted memory of your childhood's sick imagination comes back and emerges as a physical being, as a threat, with only one mission: to haunt you until you just stop being, where you are downgraded to the form of a scared child who's lost his mother and is now scared to death that you are fragile and alone, and you don't stand a chance against this horror called life. This is what it feels like to be mortified as a narcissist. Throughout all of the many mortifications I've endured, I've never asked for help, because in my eyes, that would be like admitting defeat, telling people, you were right, I am not what I was trying so hard to be. I always tried to push the narrative even further, ultimately suffering even more, becoming a reckless and sinking deep into the nightmarish abyss of my disorder.